What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about Omnimon. Now, we knew that Omnimon was coming. We had literally seen a poster which showed us that Omnimon was coming, but that poster was deliberately blurred out. Incidentally, it also means we've seen the alternate art of Omnimon already, because it's on the poster. They just didn't actually let us see what it did. Weirdly, they also blurred out Omnimon's Wart, despite the fact we'd already seen that card and knew what it did. But I suppose it would look weird if one of them was blurred out and one of them wasn't. The good news is the official YouTube has gone and properly revealed this Omnimon today, so we can now have a proper good look and a proper good chat about it, and I, for one, am delighted. So starting off then, having a look at the basics, we've got a 15 cost to play normally, which is high, but it's what we expect from a level 7. 14,000 power is slightly low. I think it's 1,000 less than the other Omnimon, but it's still higher than we see on level 6s, so slightly low for a level 7, but I think we can forgive it. And the 4 cost to Digivolve is good. Like, we're expecting level 7s to cost 6 to Digivolve. This costs 4. That's 2/3. That's an extra 2 memory. That's really good. So, it's a little bit weaker than we'd like, but it's a bit cheaper than we'd like, and let's face it, although you can occasionally hardcast a level 7, that is rarely going to be much of an issue, honestly. You're probably not going to very often. So you know what? This is fine. But what does it do? What are the skills? Well, our translation comes from the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming. Yes, stop me if you've heard that in the past few days. Starting off, it has got Blitz. It has got exactly what we expect, that new keyword skill, Blitz. Now, it's when Digivolve, but by its very nature, Blitz works when you Digivolve. Essentially, you Digivolve, and then you get to attack. Crucially, you get to attack even if Digivolving would pass the turn to your opponent. So you Digivolve up, and you pay the 4 memory. If you got 2 memory, you Digivolve up, the turn goes to your opponent with 2 memory, but first you get to attack. That is great. Plus there are some other cards that will combo with that. We'll get to them in a moment. So we like having Blitz, we like having that cheeky attack. Blitz is good. But there's more. When you Digivolve, unsuspend this Digimon. Now this is great, but this is potentially risky. There's a big risk-reward thing going on here. Because, of course, you, most of the time, unless you Digivolve all the way up in one go, generally speaking, you're going to be able to attack as soon as you Digivolve. So in order for this to be relevant, you essentially have to attack with your level 6 and then Digivolve up. But what if you attack with your level 6 into the stack and you hit a level 7? Now, that's very unlikely. That's not going to happen very often, but it will happen sometimes, and that's kind of the point here. This can be extremely risky, but it still works nice. Essentially, what happens is you attack with your level 6, and then you Digivolve up, and then you attack with your level 7, bearing in mind, even if it passes a turn to your opponent, you still get to attack because of the whole Blitz keyword skill thing. It's clearly awesome. If you do the usual thing where you Digivolve up and then attack, this isn't really going to work because, well, either you've Digivolved all the way up, but you've essentially got summoning sickness, or you have Digivolved up and you can attack anyway because you're unsuspended to start your turn. It's kind of irrelevant. So you need to attack with a level 6 and then Digivolve up. So do be a little bit careful, would ya? Certainly you need to have an idea of your opponent's deck, etc. Or maybe take out a resting Digimon to guarantee that you'll survive, etc. There's going to be some heartbreaking turns where you go, oh man, well, I get to unsuspend when I Digivolve, so I might as well attack now, and then I can I just got deleted by a big, powerful security card. Boo! Oh wait, there's even more! Because on both players' turns, when this card would be destroyed by a card effect, i.e. Gaia Force would be an example here. Incidentally, one of those things that we are generally worried about hitting when we attack into the security stack. Or return to deck or hand due to an opponent's card effect. You can trash a level 6 from this Digimon's Digivolution source, and this Digimon will not be affected by that effect. Now, this doesn't include battling. If you're resting and your opponent attacks you, you gone. If you attack the security and meet a Digimon of higher or equal power, you gone. But this stops you being deleted by a card effect or being returned to the deck. So yesterday we had a little bit of a look about Bancho Lilymon? Or Bancho Lilymon? Something like that. And that had a really nice skill whereby when you are deleted, you get to return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. The translated mock-up coming from DigimonCard.dev. Those dudes are awesome. So if you're suspended and Bancho Lilymon comes down and goes, ha 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 ha, now I am going to put you to the bottom of your deck. I'm getting rid of your level 7 in your face. You're just like, no. You'll have to trash your level 6. But if you trash your level 6, you're fine. And now you can just kind of carry on in your merry way. You lose your level 6. Having said that, now there are exceptions, we'll get to one in a minute, but most level 6s don't have inheritable skills. So trash your level 6 and just carry on, quite frankly. And you stay on the field. And this is huge. Like, Blitz is good. Unsuspending when you Digivolve is good, although like I've said, it's only really an issue if you're suspended, and you're generally only suspended if you've attacked, so do be careful. But the fact that you can basically guarantee that you're not being discarded, or put to hand, or put to deck with the effect of a skill, card, Digimon skill, etc., is brilliant. It doesn't make you invincible. You can still, like I say, you can still be just attacked if you're suspended. You can still be destroyed by a security Digimon, but it gives you protection against the unexpected things. We've all been completely blindsided by a rogue Gaia Force taking out our best card, and there are plenty of other things around which can do similar kind of things. So what we do here is we just make sure we've got that protection. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a fan. I am absolutely a fan. But we've seen some other cards in BT5 already, which are going to help you out rather nicely here indeed. Do remember that we've seen both the Agumon and Gabumon from this set, that when you play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and find a Digimon with either Greymon, if you play Agumon, or Garurumon if you play Gabumon, and a Digimon with Omnimon in its name and put it into your hand. So both of those will be able to work very, very nicely here. They'll be very cool. Sunamon gives you an extra 1,000 power if the Digimon's name contains Garurumon or Omnimon, and Koromon lets you draw 1 when you attack if you've got Omnimon in your name. So we got all of those cards from this set, which are going to help you out rather nicely indeed. Greymon is a level 4 that when this Digimon has Greymon or Omnimon in its name, you get an extra 2,000 power. So we've got multiple ways to really build up your power very nicely. Zeke Greymon, remember, does have an inheritable skill, though it's a one-time deal. On your turn, when you attack with Blitz, but remember that's only one time when you Digivolve up, you can attack unsuspended Digimon. So the theory here, of course, is you Digivolve up from Zeke Greymon, you use Blitz, and then you've got a pointless level 6 that's not really giving you an inheritable skill. It's let you attack an unsuspended Digimon when you Digivolve up. Yay! But after that, it's not really that good anymore. So now what you do is you discard that or trash that when your opponent tries to delete you, and you survive. Oh, and don't forget you've got Shoutmon DX, that when Digivolving into it, you may put a red Digimon card from your hand onto the top of its Digivolution card. Now this is super, super important here, because remember, you have to get rid of a level 6 from your evolution cards in order to activate this skill to protect you being deleted by cards. So essentially, if you can put multiple level 6s under you here, then you actually get protection multiple times. Generally speaking, you Digivolve up once, you get that protection one time, yay, etc. But here, you get essentially multiple level 6 Digimon, which give you multiple activations of this ability, which is going to give you a ridiculous amount of protection throughout the course of a game. Like, I cannot be the only one that looks at all of this together and goes, that is a rather silly combination here. It's not just that it's a good skill, though, to be clear, it's clearly a very good skill. It is a very good skill that can be activated over and over again, which is a little bit nuts. Don't forget, of course, we've also got that Nokia card that when you Digivolve into a Digimon with Greymon, Garurumon, or Omnimon in its name, you may suspend it to reduce the cost by 1. So we've even actually got a trainer here, which is going to let you Digivolve for 1 less as a free cost rather than a 4 cost, and it all starts getting a little bit silly. We know that Omnimon is getting an awful lot of support in this particular set. I've just run you through a few cards we've seen. I think it's fair to assume that we are going to see more support before this entire set has gone and been spoiled. I didn't even mention the Garurumon that gives you an extra 1,000 power, so there we go. Now I've mentioned that one, and it really is just awesome. It's a good time to be a fan of Omnimon. You've got good skills, you're cheap to Digivolve, you've got ridiculous support, and I think it is very, very fair to assume that as we go through here, this is going to get better and better and better. Yeah, it's time to get a little bit excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get a little bit excited. I mean, this is a 5 Wasi card, right? We don't really need to think very much about this. This isn't some controversial statement. This is a really, really good card. And you should expect to see this coming around all over the place because it's a really good card. But I'd like to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.